Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. In any endeavor, if you try something and it doesn't work, what do? You can be a loser and say, fuck it, that's it, I'm done. Or you can say, you know what, let me try something else. And then after that, again, you have the option of saying, get, or say, well, let me try something else. I saw this thing did not work, but let me adjust here, maybe it will work. So you adapt, and by trying again, you will solve problems that were unsolved up to that time, and probably going to solve the problem. Definitely you're not going to solve the problem if you decide not to do anything about it. The problem will be there. So that's the logical way of looking at things. Remember, one definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. We have the same situation here with the Russian oil. Remember, G7 decided, which under the international law, commerce law, it's illegal. They placed a price cap on a product, oil, Russian oil. So they said, well, we're not going to buy it with this for this price. We're going to buy it only that or lower. Well, guess what? The economy and other countries, since this world is not owned by Al Capone and its 30 vassals, then obviously trade differently than the G7 order. Guess what? It trades closer to $100. The cap was what? Set up at about what? 50, 60? Almost double. Let me show you. So, Bloomberg, Russian oil is trading closer to $100 than the G7 price cap. All right, let's see. So the price cap was $60 right here. So it said Russian oil prices surge. Ural's crude oil closer to $100 than price cap of $60. So here it was $60, which is 50 here. 60 is somewhere, I'm guessing, here a little bit. Right here. So it's way over. Way over. What do? Keep doing the same thing? Let it be? Or adjust it? Russian oil is continuing to rise, defying an increasingly redundant price cap put in place by the Group of Seven and its allies / vassal states. It's only Al Capone and its gang. That's what it is. And the gang obviously is at Al Capone's orders. Al Capone, you know who that is. Crude from the country's western ports has rallied along with headline futures in recent days. They show that the Russia's flagship Ural's grade is trading at $85.35 a barrel from the Baltic port of Primorsk and $86 from the Black Sea port of Novorossiysk. So the G7 officials have been long indicated that they have no intention of revising the cap for the time being, despite spot prices surging far above the threshold for Russian exports, which is $60 a barrel. That's how they decided, like the communists did in the communist time. This pair of shoes is $3, and that's it. You will not find that in all Romania in those times with $2 or $4. It's going to be $3 everywhere. Because some people decided that's the price, and that's it. Some people like that. It's very predictive, and they don't need to employ any brains. That's it. So after Russia's invasions of Ukraine, its crude supplies plunged to deep discounts relative to global markets, at times trading more than $30 cheaper than benchmark Brent price. But over the last few months, its barrels have steadily been relying both in absolute and relative terms. Well, what I'm taking out of this, as the title indicates, the problem is you can't institute that. You do not own the planet yet. You're not. So it is what it is. It worked. What are they going to do? Over there they said, well, we don't have any plans on changing that. Well, if it works, that's fine. You know why? Because the European Union probably gets its oil from other areas, and or destroys production, which they do. They destroy their industry, and someone else is applauding. Who provides European Union with gas nowadays? Liquefied natural gas. Not only Russia, which continues to do that, the United States. I think it tripled its volume of sales of more expensive liquefied natural gas than the Russian gas from the pipe. They blew up the pipe. You are on my terms right now. And they said, well, be careful, Europe. Remember how Trump and others said, be careful, Europe, for a Russian blackmail on if you're too reliant on Russian gas and oil. No, you're reliant on us. But since we are good, we're just going to charge you a little bit more than the Russians. But hey, you can sleep well tonight because you are part of the good, not of the evil. The Americans destroy the German economy. That's what it happens. Partly the German industry. That's what they do. Because the Germans' industry, manufacturing, inventivity, productivity, with cheap resources and energy, they compete with whom? Al Capone. You can't do that. Since you, Germany, are a vassal state, an employee of Al Capone, you can't do that. I mean, bootlegging goes to a certain extent. You give me this, you can't become too big. I'm gonna you up. Remember, besides, I have troops on your country, and you're still under occupation. So what do you think you're doing? Anyway, and remember Second World War? You bad, we good. All right, go back over there and listen to my telephone whenever I call you. All right, my friends, that's it. Do the same thing, see where that gets you. It's going to be this planet, if the Russians don't collapse, it's going to be two different organizations on this planet. I would say worse than the so-called Cold War between the Soviets and the Americans. It's going to be worse than that. It's going to be more clear-cut. You'll see. And from time to time, they will have proxy wars, or maybe not. Maybe it's going to be Pax Romana. Everybody's going to be happy. In this case, Pax Al Caponiana. Not Pax. I'm not going to say Pax Americana anymore. I'm going to call it Pax Al Caponiana, from Al Capone. Pax Al Caponiana. Oh my God. It doesn't matter the name, right? Well, it doesn't matter if the master is Al Capone or is, I don't know, Billy the Kid or whomever. Because we're still where they're at. Happy producers, not producers, happy consumers. I'm sorry. Happy because these guys legalized all kind of drugs, and the medics prescribe you all kind of opiates and amphetamines to make you happy and to go to work and consume happily. And you got beer as well, and the stupid games, and The View, and other garbage that you can entertain your low IQ with this kind of garbage. Well, and then go and vote. What do you expect? Well, you got Biden and Kamala. Who? There you have it. The level. But I remember a friend of mine told me that American society is sophisticated. I said, yeah. They voted 2 times for Obama. What the fuck are you talking about? I thought so. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.